And we're back to Chapter 6, where we get some more of our precious love stories. Day by day, my handmaid's face became paler. Did you hear it again yesterday? Yes, I'm so scared. See, this is troubling. The moaning voice that started echoing out of nowhere. People in the castle were being tormented night after night by that voice. Wow, there's just such a horny woman that keeps on masturbating at nighttime non-stop somewhere around here. Everybody's so terrified. So it's coming from the underground after all. Yes, shall I escort you to your room? Okay. In addition to being surrounded by demons, the moon in the castle got dark these past few days. Everyone is saying that it's the ghost of one of the fallen men or the curse of a demon. I see. I wish we could call a Buddhist monk to exorcise it. The closest temple was destroyed by the demons. Without exterminating the demons, well... But at the same time, the demons are obviously not afraid of the religion as they destroyed the temple. So it wouldn't do much good anyway? That was right. That was the reason we couldn't hold a proper burial service for the deceased. Also, only the vassals had heard the dreadful voice from the underground. The voice got bigger every day. Apparently it had started echoing in the stairwell. I felt bad for them as they became more fatigued day after day. So that's a problem. What can we do about it, Father? Even if you ask me that. Nobunaga yawned behind his folding fan. We can't see it, so swords and spears won't do a thing. That's true, but I feel so bad for the frightened people and the vassals. Even if it doesn't solve the problem, you could order the vassals to search this place or play pleasant music at nighttime so that people stop getting tormented by the sounds of the very happy woman or man or voice. Leave it alone. Huh? I didn't understand why he'd said blankly, opened my mouth. Nobunaga repeated himself. Just leave it alone. The moaning voice isn't coming to attack us. So what's the harm? If the people don't have enough guts to endure the voice, won't live very long anyway. Comrades like that are as good as dead. Father, I mean, it's perfectly normal that people are getting afraid of voices, of all things. Don't speak like that about the citizens and vassals who have followed you all these years. I couldn't care less. Nobunaga folded his fan up and smirked. Wasn't the one those people were following, isn't that right? Father? What was the meaning of this? The way he'd said it made it sound like he knew he has been summoned. What did you just say? Leave. Without answering me, Nobunaga smiled and spoke. There's no need for us to talk any longer. Leave. Got stuff to do, like sleeping. I was thrown out without anyone to rely on, stood in the hallway so confused. Does he know the truth? So how? I don't understand anything. I'm so dumb. If only I wished for a brain instead. The thing I didn't understand the most was Kotaro. What is he thinking? Invited me to go to another country and had kissed me after I refused. After that, he hasn't shown himself for a number of days. I let out a sigh and decided it was time to move forward. Kotaro? Ghosts? People? Flashes? I thought I saw someone's familiar lightly colored hair in the hallway. The figure who I thought was Kotaro quickly turned the corner and disappeared. I mean, if my brain is so slow that I literally just saw them for a second when they were right in front of me, then I suppose that serves me right. Kotaro, stop being 2D! I jogged over and immediately turned the corner, but he wasn't anywhere to be seen. The The only thing, there was a scroll hanging on the wall at the end of the hallway. Looked into the decent room, and he wasn't there either. Was I seeing things? Now that I thought about it, my family's secret passage did connect to the wall scroll. Maybe he used it because I taught him about it. We gone inside the other day. Must have been... I wonder... Which one? Both. Must have been seeing things. Was just saying things, I mumbled to myself. I mean, he told him to use it anytime. I looked at it with mixed feelings. Helped out around the castle doing what I could and returned to my room. I was alone and kept on thinking about my boyfriend. Took the small box with pretty paper on it from the shelf that held my favorite things. Opened the lid and looked at the multicolored stones and thought about how boring my life is because this is actually entertaining just staring at these stones. How pretty. I mean, I'm a princess, so I never get to see pretty things like jewels. Memory lane. I should have taken his hand that time. Really did want to go with him. Wanted to leave this castle where I had no blood relatives. Wanted to just live with him, but I couldn't because the demons would have swallowed up the earth and it wouldn't have mattered anyway. The maids and vassals' faces kept on popping up in my head. Couldn't leave them while they were being tormented by demons. Couldn't do that. Noticed something had made my cheeks red. Why won't he come? Oh, that's an interesting question. Did you try giving him some help? Didn't think he was mad that time. He'd done something like that and disappeared. It's rude of him not to come and see me anymore. I'm now gonna be angry that after I pretty much left him, he no longer sees me. Sad, sad life. I'm so lonely. Feels like I have a gaping hole in my chest. Why did I start liking him so much? After all, he's the only real male interaction that I'm having around this house that doesn't just involve you're a princess and that's it. You're so quiet lately. Wiped my tears and called out to the dagger. Really wanted to talk to someone. Kept talking to me when no one was around. Recently, he got completely quiet. Although the small demon, the dagger, was whimsical and didn't answer my questions. And that's why I didn't really think about it. Should listen to me sometimes. However, the dagger was quiet. Is it unable to speak? As I thought, there was no reply. Then I looked at myself and thought, why am I talking to a dagger? Took the dagger out from my bosom and unsheathed it. Hey! The blade reflected white light. Huh? I stared at the handle closely. It was a little different from the dagger in my memories. Realized that the pattern on the handle was different and the fitting was oddly off. Very similar, but this wasn't my dagger. This can't be. Somebody took my dagger. My heart made an awful sound. It sounded awfully like a heart beating. But just not like that, because that would be a normal heart sound. But if it was a too abnormal heart sound, my heart wouldn't make sounds at all. So it's just heart noises. Can't be. They switched. But for what reason? Even if they'd been switched, only a few people could have done it. Only took it off when I entered the bath. Had to have been the maid who did everything for me, or the person in charge of the bath. Or my boyfriend. Who might have been able to switch them when I was sleeping, or helping with the laundry, or any other time. I would have woken up if he switched something on my chest. It was like I was trying to convince myself. Plus, he didn't have any reason to. Could understand if he'd taken the entire dagger. It was treasure and worth a fortune. He just took the dagger and then he might have known about its secret. He might have seen me speaking to the dagger like a dumbass before. Princess? Panicked when I heard my handmaiden's voice and put the fake dagger in my bosom. Come in. My door opened and the handmaiden came in. Brought you dinner. Thanks. She laid the food tray down like always. She then started laughing as if she remembered something. Now that I think about it, the maids have been sulking. Sir Fuma's clothes were stained with blood again. They were? It's not like we're in war or something and that guy has a job. Yes, they say he didn't visit them or show them any new performances. ... Oh, my apologies. Shouldn't have brought that up right before dinner. That's okay. More importantly, you said it was stained with blood, right? Yes, why? I don't think there have been any noticeable skirmishes lately. Oh, now that you bring it up, might be right. Maybe he's into harming himself. Or he was on a secret mission. You know, war things. She tilted her head. Well, he's a ninja after all. Might have bumped head with a demon mid-patrol. You're so right. She said that, but something seemed strange to me. Plus, talked to the handmaiden about Katara's clothes being stolen with blood before. That was right. It was when I was hanging the laundry. And then he showed that I've dropped my dagger. He could have very easily switched them around, but nah. Desperately tried to shake off that idea. The more I thought about it, could have been the only time. Plus, he said something strange right after that. When I fell down, he told me he could trick me because he was a ninja. But it can't be. Princess? Handmaiden tilted her head again after hearing me. No, it's nothing. I just tend to talk to myself. Nothing at all. I'm not going insane. We're all fine. As I said that to her, I was thinking about something completely different. Had to find him by any means possible. After I finished eating, I left my room with the torch in my hand. Was curious about the hallway Katara had disappeared in, lifted the wall scroll up and turned the switch. The hidden door opened up. Entered the passage and it was chilly inside. And then I stared at the corridors, because that's what important in secret passages. Have to make sure I don't get lost. It's like a small maze. Felt like I heard there were traps in here as well, so I had to be cautious. Wouldn't have been a problem if I used the path I always took, but I was searching for someone. And it's normal to put traps in secret passages, because if you need your family escape, one thing that you want to happen is half of it get cold by bear traps that you laid there at random, thinking this is gonna be so funny when we're in an emergency. After aimlessly walked around for a while, whack! Heard a moan coming from some. That wasn't a moan. That was a whack. It's kind of the sound an inverted frog makes. Was this the voice the handmaiden and nurse were talking about? Because that doesn't sound like no moan. It was a dreadful voice. It was hoarse and evoked fear from deep in my chest, just like an inverted frog. But ghosts can't speak. Neither do daggers. It was a frightening voice. It didn't sound like it was coming from something with a body. Moreover, it was probably a demon's voice. It sounded like a voice I heard close before. Demons slipped into the passageway. The entrances had complicated switches and only needed to press many things to open them. How do you even make that? Where? So first it makes the inverted frog noise again, but this time softer. Then it gets really fascinated by something. That moaning paused for a moment and continuously echoed in the hallways. That still wasn't a moan, lady. Maybe I should go back and call from my half-brother. And I thought that I heard a different voice. But we won't know unless we heard it some more, right? But it might die. Don't care if it dies, we're sort of fighting them. There are endless amount of replacements. Didn't know what to do, but I steadily walked towards the voice. Turned 2 corners and the moaning got louder. You're too soft, move aside. His voice was different than it normally was. It was stricter. What in the world are they? Could see light beyond the corner. Turned the corner and swallowed my breath as I witnessed what was happening before me. We're gonna be disrespectful about the gender choice of the demon and just call it it because we're insensitive pigs. Maybe it wanted a prefix like he, she, or zer. It was chained to a refined stone wall. Demon was hanging there. Hands were chained and weights were put on its legs. Skin was dyed blood. However, it wasn't someone else's blood. There was injuries all over it. And there was a sticky puddle back on its spit, and it really stank, and like, yeah. And I could tell that it didn't have an eye, and that it missed half an ear. Who goes there? I was petrified and shivered as he spoke to me. Put down his blood-stained sword and slowly turned around. Looked at me and smiled. Oh, it's you! I've been just casually torturing things here. This is fun. It was his usual innocent smile while he was holding torture things. I was so speechless. I mean, that's just kind of awkward. Yeah, I would like to save. Yeah, I must save here. Oh, and torturing a demon. I don't know if it sounds better or worse than gaining knowledge on them than the Black Desert way of. Hey, I killed 1,000 of something and they just figured out that guts measure 2 meters in length. I only had to extinguish a species to understand that, but now my knowledge level on this creature is B.